Welcome back to the shipyard, specifically Review Corner. Today, the USS Venture, Wave 25. July of 2016, I believe. That sounds right to me. Yeah, 8 months ago. It's Galaxy class. But it's a Galaxy class that has a tech slot, which paved the way for the Enterprise D of yesterday's Enterprise to get a tech slot, so can't complain too much. It's a 4154, 28 point, but the named ability, if you attack a ship that is in the forward firing arc of another friendly ship, you gain +1 attack die. So how do you maximize that? Well, you run the dorsal phaser array that comes on the Enterprise E. That gives you 360 fire at range 1 to 2. Now, as long as you run some friendly ships, maybe some Excelsiors, some Constitutions, some Reliance that have 180 arcs, you're going to have a ton of coverage. That's going to give you a pretty consistent 5th attack die. That's a much more reasonable Galaxy class to me. For that reason, the Venture, very playable. Is it the most playable ship? No. But it's certainly playable. 2 crew, 2 weapons, and a tech. 2 crew, certainly usable. 2 weapons, maybe a bit much on a 4 attack die fed ship. You want those 2 weapon slots on 3 attack die fed ships, but 4, not so much. We could have gotten by with 1 weapon slot just to get the dorsal. Now we've got a weapon slot, we can throw a systems upgrade on there, and life will work. It should point out that the generic is the same generic that came with the starter set, so you get 3 crew, 1 weapon, no tech. I don't want to try to explain that one. I would have liked to have seen either a 2 crew, 2 weapon, no tech generic, or a generic that went like 2 crew, 1 weapon, 1 tech, but I can't explain WizKids. I just can't. Anyways, our captain is Donald Varley. Skill 4 with a talent, 3 points. You may perform a scan action as a free action each round. Okay, cool. He is our scan enabler. So if you want to run Mr. Spock as a crew instead of a captain, here's your replacement captain. I know a lot of times we go, oh, Feds, they're the free action faction. Well, they are, but when you run Picard 9 and then Spock, you're losing out on crew Spock. So Varley can actually work as that second captain to enable Mr. Spock to still be a crew, and then you've got really good synergy there. So, if nothing else, Donald Varley works really well on the Enterprise A. Yeah, that's a whole nother good thing. Maybe a Build Academy there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Alright, bunch of upgrades here. We're going to start with weapons. Yeah, there's photon torpedoes. You guys have seen them. We're moving on. Additional phaser array. It's 5 points. After you make an attack with your primary weapon, you may disable this card to make an additional attack with your primary weapon at -2 attack dice. No ship may be equipped with more than 1 additional phaser array upgrade. Okay. Why is this even potentially good? Well, you're making the attack with your primary weapon. What does that mean? Type 8 upgraded, range 1 bonus. They all still work. Yeah. Why is that good? Well, Admiral Worf gives you an attack in the activation phase. Yeah. It's revolutionized the Defiant. The USS Defiant. It's still a lot of points into weapons. You still need Sakona to truly make it work, and Arsenal to get all the slots, most likely. But it's a pretty lethal build. It's kind of crazy, but it's there. So yeah, additional phaser array in the right build is a great card, and one that definitely warrants trying to mess around and build in the right way. Alright, our talent is Galaxy Wing Squadron. A 5-point unique action. Discard this card to target all friendly Galaxy Wing ships within range 1 to 2. Target ships gain +1 attack die this round. I love the idea, but action, discard, 5 points? Too pricey. It either needs to be cheaper, or not be an action, or not be a discard. Because I'd pay 5 points if this was started combat, no action. And just discard this card to target all friendly Galaxy class ships. I still don't know that it would make me run Galaxy class in anything other than missions. It would certainly make me consider them. Because there's some good Galaxy class ships. The generic assimilated target prime. That is certainly playable. The Venture's playable, as I talked about. And the Galaxy looks cool. Like, it looks good on the table. To me, at least. It's a sleek design. I know it can be a little bulky, but it just looks good. So this is a talent I would be inclined to run. I'd be inclined to find a place to play it in a fun game, even in a slightly competitive mission game. But I wouldn't run it in an OP. But it's just, there's too many drawbacks here. Our question mark card is Computer Core. You can fill a crew or weapon upgrade slot with this upgrade. Add 1 tech upgrade to your upgrade bar. Action. You may reroll any 1 die this round. The action feels wrong, especially for a 5-point card. Like the action feels completely out of place. A passive reroll of any 1 die this round for 5 points, I'd be good with that. And then you're converting a crew or weapon into a tech. But also, Computer Core is a tech, not a crew or weapon. They kind of botched that. I can see the notion of not wanting to have a tech to add a tech so that it's not a systems upgrade type thing. Anyways, I'm not going to spend an action to reroll a die. I'll fix it when I get the cheese to sickbay. Bad card. Please don't run. Because I don't think anyone can justify that. And if you need a tech slot from a weapon slot, put in systems upgrade. And if you need another one, figure out how to make Eric Mott's work first, please. There's no good justification for this card. Now the actual tech. High capacity deflector shield grid. That's a 5-point, non-unique mouthful of a card. If you have at least 1 active shield during the compare results step, you may discard this card to negate up to 2 damage. No ship may be equipped with more than 1 high-capacity deflector shield grid upgrade. As I said on Get the Cheese to Sickbay, I like it. I want it to be 4 points, because then it would work, especially with the caveat that you have to have an active shield. But you just do it the first time you take damage, and life moves on. Because this feels like Unimatrix shielding, which adds 2 shields. Negating 2 damage, adding 2 shields. Basically the same thing. But Unimatrix is also 5 points, but it does more because it has the Borg caveats. This doesn't do any more, so it should be 1 less point. So run Unimatrix first. And then if you really want more durability, then you can run high capacity deflector shield grid. The other tech, maximum warp. Also 5 points. Action. If you performed a straight maneuver this round, you may disable this card to immediately perform an additional straight maneuver with a speed of 2 or less. You cannot perform any free actions this round. Sure, like I said on Get the Cheese to Sickbay, because I just did Fed Tech, this card is overpriced, but outside of that, I don't dislike the action. I actually rather like the action here. It's just not a good card because of what they're asking you to pay to take the ability. Action disable, and then only being able to do a 1 or 2 straight. Anyways, yeah, that's the Venture pack. Why do you buy this? Additional phaser array. 1. Like, that is the number 1 reason to buy this pack. Mess around with it and see if that's a card that you would want to have if you're sitting on the fence of whether to buy this pack or not. Because if it's something you think you can make work, then buy this pack. Because you also get a very useful captain and a potentially useful ship. Those things combined, I say, are worthwhile. The repaint on the Venture is good. To me, it looks good. I like the silver. Not everybody does, but I would venture, no pun intended, to say that if you get this ship, you would be able to trade the silver model for a base model, and both sides would end up happy. Beyond that, is this pack the best in the world? No, not at all. The upgrades are meh at best. But that's okay sometimes. They don't all have to be winners. As long as there's something redeeming here. And additional phaser array is absolutely redeeming because it changes what certain ships can do, and it makes all those 3 attack die ships that you can stack Type 8 upgraded on even better, because now you can additional phaser array and get 1 more attack, and now you're doing a 5 attack and then a 3 attack, and that can put on the hurt in an Alpha Strike. I guess the subtitle for this video can be additional phaser array, please buy. There you guys go. That's the Venture. Thank you guys for watching, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care.